Number 4, calling your ex to announce your engagement. Who does that?
You spend a lot for a florist at a wedding. It's very expensive.
Flowers are so expensive.
I invited people that probably like didn't need to be there, but I was like, oh, this person needs someone so they're not alone. And this person's ex is coming. So like I was definitely being a peacemaker when I did not need to be.
First, the classic wedding problem, marrying the wrong person. The reason
Are you speaking from experience?
It's also funny, but also legit.
Oh my gosh.
Giving my dad the microphone. Huge regret.
How many lists of regrets do you have?
I have a few.
I have 10, by the way.
You have 10? Oh my gosh.
I regret having a certain friend as a bridesmaid. She made the day harder for me.
I mean, I feel like talking about something trendy, that's a good segue into one of the points that you have.
How did you know that?
Because we talked about it.
And I was so excited for that cake because it was so yummy. Why didn't someone just box a little bit thing up for us?
I don't know.
I know.
You're asking me like I have the answers.
Welcome back. My name is Jess.
My name is Gabriel.
Welcome to So Far, So Good.
And so far,
it is going so good.
I almost forgot to say it then, but then I remembered.
That everything is going so good.
Yeah. I'm just a little all over the place right now, but it's fine. It's going to be a good podcast.
It is going to be a juicy one, I think. I think we're going to share some opinions and spill some tea.
About weddings.
If you will.
I had to rhyme, and that was just the best thing I could come up with.
We have a really exciting So Good or No Good, though. I feel like we should jump into that first. Are you good? Are you comfy? Your shoes aren't off.
Yeah, I need to take my shoes off. That's a tradition.
Shoes off.
Oh my goodness, let's take our shoes off.
We've got the same shoes on today.
Oh, jolly good. You can't see it, but the dogs are out, and they were barking.
Not fully. We've both got socks on.
Yeah, we're fine. How do we want to say this so good or no good? It's like so good that we can't mess it up. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we've just been keeping a little bit of a secret. Who is it?
Spam call.
No, it isn't. We should answer it.
No, I can't. I hate spam call. I hate them so much.
You get so many of them too.
Yeah, and they just ruin my vibe so hard, as you can tell. So are we playing footsies? Stop, Jess. Stop doing that. Just stop doing that.
It's okay.
If you weren't watching on video, then I'm sorry for that.
On video. Why did that sound
it's not
so old?
Just on YouTube. It's also on Spotify.
I know.
Speaking of Spotify, if you want to give us a 5-star, we would appreciate it.
I guess anywhere that you can review podcasts.
Yeah, true.
That would really, really mean a lot.
Okay, we have to get into this so good because it's so good.
We didn't tell you guys the full truth, I guess.
What's the full truth?
Of our plans launching this podcast. Like we kind of didn't tell them everything.
We went through phase 1 so far.
So good.
So good. So far we've gone through phase 1, which is launch the podcast.
Have a good time.
And it's awesome.
Check.
And get a few 5-star reviews on Spotify and other platforms. But now we're at
phase 2.
Phase 2. No. We're at, I guess you could say phase 2. We're at this junction point in which we want the community to go a little deeper. In addition to these 40 to 50 to sometimes almost an hour long conversations.
Why are you doing that?
Because I'm trying to figure out what to say. Stop making fun of me. Okay, Jess and I are...
You're really beating around the bush.
Okay, then you go. I'm trying to build some hype here. Goodness gracious. Can't do anything right today.
Are launching our family and friends.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot. There we go. I had to do it, Jess. Come on.
So if you guys go to sofarsogood.co, you'll be able to see all of this is what we're about to talk about.
And pardon her accent, it's C-O, not C-O-R.
Car.
So
good. We have SFSG friends and FSFG family.
Yes.
These are kind of deeper experiences that we'll get to have with you guys. That's a bad explanation.
One thing that we did want to do is give an extra layer of content, a bonus episode. So every time that we record an episode, we're going to record a bonus episode. But not only is that happening in the future, all the previous episodes that we've recorded, we have bonus episodes for, and they are all there ready to be watched on our membership page. So we have I don't even know how long, probably an extra hour and a half to maybe 2 hours of content.
Depending if you become a friend or a family, there's different things included, but one thing is a Discord chat that we're going to be a part of, which I think will be so much fun and a real like community. There will be exclusive merch and discounts
to the merch. Yeah, there's a lot of things. We'll let you, it's all listed on the website, and this is the different tiers are there. So we don't want to just like go ramble on that right now. However, we have merch available to members.
Yes.
If you go become a member, you get the merch, and it's all discounted if you're a member too. So I think that's where we can end it.
Yeah, that is so good. We've been so excited for this. And it's just going to be really fun. And
we've been wearing the merch in all the previous episodes. We've gotten so many people saying like, really launch the merch or whatever. So it's there ready for members to take part and dive in. And it's exciting. It's very exciting.
So welcome, friends and fam.
To the family.
So today we are going to talk about everything that happened at our wedding that we hated, that we regretted.
We hated. That's a strong word.
I know it is a strong word.
But before we get into that, I have something funny.
I have something funny.
I have something hilarious, by the way. I was doing a little research before we started this episode, just like diving into what the internet has to say. Obviously, because the internet's always right. I was on an article that was like common mistakes that grooms make. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this one's interesting from like the groom's perspective, not just the bride, whatever, you know. So I dove into that. And there were 4 things that stood out to me that were like really ridiculous. 4 points. There was like a bajillion points. It was just like listing a bunch of stuff. And a lot of them I was like, yeah, legit. There's 4 really ridiculous ones that just got me questioning everything. Number 4, not number 4 of my 4, but number 4 on this list was calling your ex to announce your engagement. Who does that?
What? Calling your ex to announce, like calling them up to tell them that you're engaged?
Like I propose to you. You say yes.
Yeah.
We start like, prepping for the wedding and I go, oh, by the way, beep boop, deep doot. Hey, by the way, ex-girlfriend, I'm engaged.
Oh, yeah.
How weird is that?
I don't think that's necessary.
That's not necessary. I'm trying to like picture a scenario in my head where that makes sense.
Me too. I'm trying to give this person like the benefit of the doubt of like why they needed to do that.
And it was like number 4 on this list of a bajillion things. Like,
so is it a common thing?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's freaking me out right now.
Because also like your ex is going to find out on social media. I don't think you need to call them to tell them. You know what I mean? They're going to find out anyway if you're just trying to be nice. But also the past is in the past. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Just like that point. Let's leave it in the past.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. This one I just thought was hilarious. Sorry, guys. Like last week, my voice was out of the building. It's worse this week. I went to like this men's conference thing and I came back and my voice is shot.
Elvis.
What did you say?
Do you get it? Because like
what?
Elvis has left the building.
Oh, that was really funny.
Sorry.
This was number 26 on the list.
Okay.
Trusting your groomsmen's fashion sense. Hilarious, but also accurate. Like this is a common mistake people make is to trust for the groom to trust his groomsman's fashion sense.
So he's saying that the grooms picked his main suit.
Like don't trust the dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit iffy.
It's fair unless you have someone who's like clearly has good fashion.
Like if you were on someone's bridal party.
Like if I was a groomsman, I would probably not be added to this list. Next, 27, the one right after.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. What?
Why was that so weird? Go.
I was just going to say, like, I'm trying to relate it to our experience. We went shopping together for your suit, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kind of like picked it myself. I think you just wanted to make sure the color scheme was good, but you trusted my fashion sense.
Totally.
But would I have trusted anyone on my groomsmen party, whatever it's called, fashion sense? No.
Really? That is so funny.
It's not offensive to them. They would understand that I don't trust their fashion sense.
Well, 2 of the 4 guys were 13. They were so young.
Yeah.
Maybe even younger than that.
So that makes sense. The next one, number 27 on the list, was zoning out during the ceremony. Yeah, like don't do that. Definitely. But the fact that it's on a list, that's like, hey, watch out for like zoning out and forgetting that you're getting married. I
know, that's really interesting. I'm like, what would he be zoning out and thinking about? Like the food that's coming afterwards, or?
The only silver lining is like, oh, I zoned out because I was like staring into her eyes and I like forgot what the officiant was saying.
You looked so beautiful. Like,
yeah, I was in a daydream. Like, other than that excuse,
yeah, no,
that's like,
no.
why are you getting married if you can't even pay attention?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, last but not least, 35 on this list. Barely seeing your partner at the wedding. I kind of get it, but also like, you're supposed to be with them. Like, everything that happens that's like planned in a wedding is like you doing stuff together.
I can see how that's easy to take place though, because you know, at the reception, everyone's trying to grab you.
Yeah, and if the wedding takes place on a Saturday, obviously Saturdays are for the boys.
Oh
so
my God.
there's like massive conflict.
Yeah, I can see how that one can be accurate.
Yeah,
because people really, it's so hectic. Weddings are hectic. We can get into that, shall we?
Let's do it.
Thank you for doing that little segment.
Doing a little market research for you. I got you, babe.
That was a nice little, spice up.
Listen, I don't need an applause, but
fine.
Fine, I'll give myself one then.
Okay, so how many lists of regrets do you have?
I have a few. I don't some I wrote down that aren't really a thing, but I decided I
have 10, by the way.
You have 10? Oh my gosh.
Continue.
Someone wasn't satisfied with our wedding. Whoops. But first, the classic wedding problem. I thought I'd just throw this one in there of marrying the wrong person. The reason
Are you speaking from experience?
No, I'm kidding. I just want to put something funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, to go into my
First of all, my bride.
Who was the makeup artist? No, I'm kidding. This is a joke. It's a joke. Okay, for my first real one, the problem that I had with our wedding is that, one, it was too much fun. It was way too inspiring and just overall too lit.
What the heck? Do you even have real answers? I have a legit list.
Yeah, I do. Go into your first one. I just had, there were random jokes that I had. I'm like, oh, I'll write this down.
I didn't know you were doing stand-up.
Come to my show. I'm not doing stand-up. I am not a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
But some people find me hilarious. Okay, go, Jess. You got to cut me off.
I know. This is going crazy.
Is it going crazy? Oh, my goodness.
I'm not Micaiah.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Point one, Jess.
I regret that I didn't press my flowers.
Oh.
Yeah. I've seen so many things on Pinterest now where people will press it into a beautiful frame or just allow you to keep it forever. Mm-hmm. And I so wish that we did that because I think it would be a really pretty thing on the wall as a piece of decor or something. And also you spend a lot for a florist at a wedding. It's very expensive.
Flowers are so expensive.
For just a couple hours and then it's you don't even keep them. Some people keep them now, but yeah, I really wish that we had done something and pressed them, especially because, now living in America, I just wish. So do you have a real?
No regrets, baby.
Do you have a real one?
Do I have a real one? I do have a real one. This one, it's also funny, but also legit.
Oh my gosh.
But you'll understand. Giving my dad the microphone. Huge regret.
Oh my gosh.
Should we explain?
We have to.
Yeah.
So just a little backstory. He went after my dad, right? Mm-hmm. So my dad gets up and for his speech, he had written me a song. Mm-hmm. Really beautiful, special.
Everyone
People
was
were crying.
Yeah.
It was really sweet. And then Gabe's dad gets up to do his speech.
And I forget what chapter of Genesis it was, but it's one of the really long ones.
It's probably the longest one.
And he went start to finish through the whole thing. And it took so long to read through the whole thing. And that was just the intro to his speech. And then he starts his speech after going through, he's reading the thing and it's he has 3 key verses in this passage of Genesis that he was supposed to hit and then make a topic on, or was one of his topics of conversation that was based around those verses. And he just read everything in between.
Yeah.
And it was
about the donkeys.
Yeah, it was and the camels had water on their back as well as they walked through the terrain. And you're just what does this have to do? Literally, it was going and it just kept going and going and going. and one of my groomsmen leans over to me and just like puts his hand on my thigh, like, it'll be all right, buddy. We'll get through this.
Oh
like one of those things. Oh my gosh.
But that is just classic your dad.
Yeah.
He has just the best intentions.
What we joke about is that it was the length of a full church service where Jess's dad prepped it with the music, and then my dad came in with like a full sermon. Yeah, just the whole chapter. He went through the whole thing, a full Bible study.
Oh, it was sweet though. But yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, it was.
It's also just a joke now that we can like laugh about.
Yeah, which, you know, in the moment, you're like, Dad, hurry up. Like, this is 25 minutes into the speech. You had a 5-minute allocation.
I wish we had a smaller number of people. Was that
you know what's funny? That's what I wrote.
Okay, I thought so.
I wrote my exact bullet is size of wedding.
I think a lot of that comes down to really feeling like you have to invite people. And it's like, why do we all have that feeling of like, oh, if this person comes, I have to invite this person. I invited people that probably like didn't need to be there, but I was like, oh, this person needs someone so they're not alone. And this person's ex is coming. So like I was definitely being a peacemaker when I did not need to be.
Hey, listen, blessed are the peacemakers.
Thank you. But yeah, we had 105, I'm pretty sure. And I can't imagine people that do more than that. And that's small for some people.
Well, also the thing is most of the people who would have come from my side weren't there because they couldn't travel. They couldn't travel. So it was just like my immediate family and then like, you know, some cousins and aunts and uncles who made it out. But it was basically all your side. I come from a really big family. So we even had to keep it like second cousins and second, like all of the seconds aren't coming. And, you know, it was like more immediate, which was still so many people. And then friends. And then it's like, okay, your parents' best friend and your parents really want this person to come. And it so easily can become this pressured thing of like, these people will want to be at the wedding. Whereas you really, really need to just think, who do you personally want at your wedding? Because the more people you have, the less time you're going to have to enjoy the day, is my opinion, because that's what happened to us. This is true. But then there's also my take on this.
Okay.
My hot take.
My 2 cents.
It's you're playing the balance between like the intimacy with a group that you like want to have that intimate day with versus the celebration of the moment. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the more people, it's like, oh, this is a crazy celebration of the one day in our lives that we start our marriage relationship together. Like we got to go all out.
I almost wish that we had like 2 separate days or something. I don't know if that's too much, but I think I would have rathered have just immediate for
the wedding,
the whole wedding pretty much. And then maybe a separate party of everyone that we want. Doesn't matter, like a bunch of people, because I don't know. It was just a lot for me. And I feel like we didn't even eat our food. We didn't eat the cake because it's just everyone wants to come get pictures with you. Everyone wants to talk to you. So for us personally, I wish we had a smaller number of people. And that's like the advice that I give everyone. I'm like, keep it small, smaller than you think.
Yeah. One thing I regret is I wish that some of the people that we're like close to now and are really a part of our lives now were in our lives at that time.
I know.
Because I wish that they were, you know, at our wedding or even like a part of my
bridal party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard. We'll always kind of continue to meet people and be like, oh, I wish you were at our wedding. And, you know, that's kind of hard.
Yeah. That's what happens when you grow up.
Totally.
And there's obviously like the core people that are in your lives that like stay forever. But then, you know, like it's weird as time goes by and you're like, oh, wow, we've like drifted apart or whatever. And then there's people who are like, how did I barely even know you at this time? And now like you'd be far up the line.
I know.
Out of like my groomsmen or something like that.
It is really crazy to think about if we got married this year, how different our wedding would be.
Yeah.
Guests, everything, you know?
I think that what's cool about that is that's like what you can like make up for it with like vow renewals or like the, you know, a 10-year, I don't know if it's vow renewals or whatever kind of ceremony or something like that. Or just like, I don't know, whatever. But you can kind of make up for that to have like the people who are now the closest in your life there.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
You want to renew?
10 years?
We're almost at 7.
I know. We could do 10.
7-year itch.
Why'd you make that face? Get the 7-year
Oh, I'm getting a bit itchy.
Oh, no, not itchy.
I regret not having disposable cameras at the tables. I wrote, I would have loved to see everyone's night from their point of view. Like, that would just be so special to have this massive album of everyone at the tables and like pictures of us from their point of view on disposables.
It's fine. My voice is fine.
You're cracking a lot on this episode.
What?
You're cracking me up.
Sorry. You got to take the soundboard away from me. Like, it's going to happen every time.
I'm trying. You just won't let me.
Are you trying?
I don't physically do not see
like,
you.
literally, you have done nothing to try besides just make fun of me when I press a button.
Okay. We got to move on. Anyway, don't you think that would have been really sweet?
I forget what we were talking about. Oh, the disposables. Yeah.
Stop thinking about that.
What? I'm just thinking about how hilarious I am. Okay, the disposables at everyone's table. Yes, I think that would have been really sweet. But the issue with that is that wasn't like trendy at the time.
Yeah, I know. What I mean? It was still Polaroids were trendy back then. By the way, we got married 7 years ago, so things were very different.
Almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have another one, or am I just going to read off my list?
No, I have a few. But, I mean, I feel like talking about something trendy, that's a good segue into one of the points that you have.
How did you know that?
Because we talked about it.
A couple months ago, there was a TikTok made about us, about our wedding. Do you remember I showed you? And the girl was actually really nice, but her whole profile is basically like giving her opinion and reviews on weddings.
Like the style of the wedding or just anything?
All of it. Like she looks at pictures, videos, and like gives her opinion on the wedding.
Cool.
So pretty much she was very sweet, thankfully. But the main thing that she said was like, it just kind of shouts trendy wedding, like 2016 trends, which fair because it was.
That's literally every wedding ever during their time period.
I just think, you know, people maybe try to do more like timeless stuff where it's like it doesn't just shout a certain year. Whereas when I look at our wedding, I can like tell that it's definitely years and years ago.
So you regret the style?
A little bit, but also like I loved it back then. So I wouldn't have picked anything different. I think we were just young, first of all. We had a 3-month engagement, which I will get to later. And so it's not like I had a year and a half to like look through all these different styles and like figure out exactly what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Even like for the bridesmaids dresses, I walked into a store and I was like, this is pretty, and got it. I just feel like a lot of people do like a different process, which maybe was good because I feel like I kept it quite simple in terms of like stress. I wasn't like making it more difficult for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, yeah, burlap on the tables, even like the style of dress.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just all like pretty trendy.
Dude, my pink socks, fire.
That was really cute.
I had a pink tie and I was like, gotta match it with a sock. So we got pink socks for the whole.
I think that's so cute.
Yeah. And the pink matched your
the bridesmaids
and your flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was out here trying. It's whatever.
Okay, you go.
So my next one is actually my last one because I don't have that many regrets. Probably because I'm a dude.
No.
And I don't think about it that hard.
And I should also just say our day was our perfect, lovely day. And I feel like people are always kind of like, you should never have regrets. And it worked out the way that it was meant to.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an interesting conversation of like, what would we do different now?
Yeah. And the things that we hate about our wedding.
So go for it.
This final one is just, I just have some regrets about like, you know, what we ended up doing at the bachelor party.
What?
That was another joke.
Babe, you didn't even write a legit list.
I couldn't come up with anything else.
Are you serious? They've all been jokes.
No, I had two legit ones. That I already said. I had the size of the wedding and then wishing that our new friends could have been there.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad's speech.
Yeah, I feel like I have put more thought into this.
Listen, I tried.
And even prepping game for this episode, I was like, just really think about the whole day. Think about the time of year. Think about the location.
Okay, what? I wish it wasn't as rainy I can't control that.
I'm just going to keep reading mine.
Okay. But does that make, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, my next point is that I wish we had a longer engagement. We had a 3-month engagement. Again, for our situation, it worked out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we didn't fully get to just enjoy the season of being engaged to each other, because we got engaged and it was straight away like wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
And like we barely were fiancés.
Yeah, but it's also like we kind of had to do it that way.
Yeah.
Because when we got engaged, it was either do it in 3 months or a year and 3 months.
Yeah.
Just because that's when family could travel for the wedding during Christmas.
It was really quick. And now looking back, I'm like, how did we do that in 3 months? But it
Bro, you had it a lot.
The way it was meant to.
I didn't have to do a whole lot either.
Mm-mm.
I feel like I didn't see you for the week leading up to the wedding because you were just so...
No one saw me. I was in my room.
Yeah.
DIYing.
Crazy.
No, and I remember I wanted to do it myself too.
Yeah, which was kind of... And people would like offer to help and you're like, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, control.
Bit of a control issue.
You might have some issues to work through.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I said that the first dance was long. I thought it was really long. Like I don't think we needed a whole song.
I agree with that. It's very like... You're just standing there for a while and like people get the gist after the first chorus.
Totally. We were just swaying and kissing and I felt awkward that everyone was watching. Like it's such an intimate moment. I actually think it would be really beautiful to do a first dance just the couple. I think that'd be really sweet.
And everyone has to turn around and look the other way.
Yeah, that doesn't really...
Good idea, Jess.
Sorry guys, be right back. I'm gonna go.
Sick idea, babe.
I think maybe we should have like
What?
choreographed something, like because we literally were just like this, and then we just kept kissing, and it was like just everyone was just watching us, and it went on too long.
Yeah. I think what you could do is take your favorite song and then just have someone edit it down. So we're like after the first chorus, it hits the bridge, back to the chorus one more time, and then you're done. Instead of like it just continuing to, linger.
I think that's just a tradition, and it's sweet, the idea of having a first dance as a couple. Or the other option is to just do, like the first 30 seconds and then everyone joins. Like now cool. Everyone,
Mm-hmm.
I just remember being like, oh my gosh, everyone's watching me kiss you. I really regret not having someone. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just I'm interested. Just say the thing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay, cut.
Stop saying cut.
Cut. Okay, stop. Let me go. Stop.
This is so stupid. This isn't even funny.
Stop talking so I can go.
Okay, cut.
Stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so stupid. Okay, go.
Okay.
Guys, don't worry. We're professional podcasters. We got it under control.
I really regret not having someone pack up some of the dinner and cake for us to take after the wedding. Because we didn't eat and we didn't have the cake. And I was so excited for that cake because it was so yummy. And I'm like, why didn't we do that? Why didn't someone just box a little bit thing up for us?
I don't know.
I know.
You're asking me like I have the answers. I get that though.
Especially the cake. The cake is...
Yeah. It's like a very special part of the whole wedding. And you like spend a lot of time and like effort and energy picking it out, picking the flavor and all that stuff. And then you kind of don't even get to experience
And we cut it. And I think maybe we like had a bite. But then, I don't know, it probably like got taken away to get cut and handed out. And it's like, how come we didn't get a piece? Like, where were we?
Honestly, like, I don't remember this much. I was like, did we eat? But then like, probably not. And
we
then
didn't.
And then I was also thinking like, I don't remember if I had a piece of cake.
I think it's just the whole thing, in my opinion, is like a big show. And it's like everything is being catered for everyone else, if that makes sense. Maybe, I hope that's not controversial, but like you're paying thousands and like you're paying so much money and you don't even eat the day of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like when I think of it, like part of it, there's so much adrenaline and, it's like so much is happening that knowing me, I probably wasn't even that hungry in the moment just because of all the,
I think
adrenaline happening and
growing older and now knowing my personality, kind of what we said before, I wish we had a more intimate wedding day.
Yeah.
And then a big party separately with everyone, because I just feel like if I could do it over, I would have it where I just really want to be present and take in the celebration and the adrenaline and the amount of people and saying hi to everyone, getting pictures with everyone. The tight schedule of like, you have to do this and then you have to go here for 30 minutes to take pictures. And then it's like, why does it have to be like that? Why can't it just be this chill, relaxed day of marrying the person that you love and being with the people that you love?
Yeah, I agree. And I think the reason we have that opinion is because we did have a separate reception after we had the wedding and the reception, like the normal thing. And then we had a separate reception for all of my people in the US who couldn't come.
Yeah.
You know, which was really cool. And then made us think like, why didn't we just have like a separate reception for the whole thing?
I know.
You know?
So I thought it would be interesting, we thought it'd be interesting to get everyone else's regrets. So I asked on the Instagram page, which by the way, now for members, we'll be asking the members for all of these questions and stuff, which will be really exciting. I asked on our Instagram what you guys regret about your wedding day. And I got a lot of juicy things.
Which is cool because normally there's like a Q&A, but this is more like us asking you guys.
Yeah, and it was
getting your opinions.
Yeah, it's so interesting to hear from everyone else because it's like things that you didn't think of. Okay, I regret having a certain friend as a bridesmaid. She made the day harder for me. That's so common.
Sad.
We have so many people in our life who have talked to us about stories like that where a bride or a bridesmaid or like a maid of honor, somehow it's caused drama and ruined a friendship or...
Oh my gosh, that is so common. Like really, weddings destroy the friendship of the girls.
So that is really sad.
It's very weird that it happens, but it's like, that's a very common thing, you know?
I don't know why, but first of all, I think...
It's called selfishness.
Something interesting is that in America, it is pretty normal for a lot of people that we know to have like 10 people on each side.
Yeah.
You know, to have massive bridal parties. I've never, ever seen that in Australia. For us, we had 4 on each side. So it worked out perfectly. We had 3 family and 1 friend on each side.
Yeah.
Which to this day, I think was perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Not adding extra friends or, I don't know, first of all, trying to think of 10 girls to put up there, that's a lot of people. And so I think if you're not picking your closest people who have your back, who have your best interest in mind. At heart. Or I don't know, I just think it can easily get out of hand like that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
Especially when it ruins a friendship because then like all of your pictures on your wedding day have someone in it that like you look back and you just go, ugh, like you have like bad memories of that day because the way someone else acted, you know?
Yeah. One of the most popular things that was just, you know, every second or third submission was about a photographer.
Really?
I'll just read a couple. Having a family member take our wedding pictures.
Oh, that's brutal.
I regret not spending more for a photographer that I really loved. I didn't get a photographer because I asked my friends to take photos for me and I regret it. A lot of people said like, I wish I had spent money on a photographer or like looked more into it. And I definitely recommend that. I think it would be sweet to do disposables and have everyone's point of view, but you really do want like really special pictures.
Yeah. That's not something. That's how you're going to remember the day. Even like the wedding video is one thing because it's like super special, but you're not watching it regularly.
Yeah.
Where wedding photos, you're going to have those like sitting in your house forever that, you know, like in frames and stuff. And people are going to see photos of your wedding and you're going to see almost every day photos of your wedding. So that's something that you really want to, I guess, be intentional with, you know?
Yeah, definitely research. I had a couple of people say, someone was like, oh, I didn't look into it enough and I paid someone who had never shot a wedding before. And like, you really just want to be careful picking the right team. Another thing a lot of people said was that they didn't pay for a videographer and that they regret not having video. Again, something I would really recommend.
Yeah.
We have such a special wedding video, but even if like you got a couple, I don't know if this would be the best thing to do, but like if you had a couple friends who you trust who are like creative and have an eye for it, just film on camcorders. I feel like that could be a
that's actually really
fun thing too.
Mm-hmm.
If you like can't afford a really great videographer. But
but at that point you're buying a bunch of camcorders for everyone.
No, I would only do like maybe 2 friends that you really trust.
Oh, just to get different angles.
Which is a couple $100s. And yeah. Sure. The next one.
Hit me with the next one, baby.
They messed up my floral bouquet. I didn't have time to get it redone.
So did she not walk down with flowers or just?
No, it probably just wasn't what she wanted, which is really hard.
Yeah, that's tough because it's not necessarily a regret. It's just like
it was
someone
a mistake.
messed up, you know? Yeah, that's sad.
One of my friends for her wedding had fake flowers, which is nice because you can keep them forever. Mm-hmm. But also like she got them in advance, so she like knew exactly what they looked like, which is a good idea. One of our other friends, the night before her wedding, made bouquets with her bridal party. And I've never heard of that.
That's really cool.
I would have loved to do that. And, you know, I think she like had someone coach them, like a florist coach them on how to make it. What a special, intimate, and like intentional thing to do. I would totally recommend doing that.
That is very cool. I like that a lot.
Okay, what do you think about this one? I wish I stood up to my mum. They paid for a lot, so I felt like I had to follow all of her wishes.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal. That is very brutal.
But I totally understand that. If they are paying for a lot of the wedding, you want to, I get it.
Yeah, but this is the thing that I have with, you see it so often with parents. They like, out of a generous heart, they want to like pay for a lot and like give a gift. But then it's not a gift. It's a purchase because they're purchasing.
They want something.
The ability to have their wishes enforced rather than just giving a gift freely with no strings attached. There's a difference, you know? And I mean, that comes along with weddings or with anything else. And it's like, you see, it's crazy how often you see it, but parents will like buy something out of a generous heart, but then intentionally or unintentionally, however it ends up being, but they hold that over, you know, their child's head and kind of like manipulate and force them to, you know, do something because they want it. And they use the excuse, well, I'm paying for this whole thing, you know,
yeah,
as opposed to just giving it as a gift rather than like purchasing their wishes.
I think it's really hard because like it's a big day for the parents too. If you think about it, like Makari's only one, but thinking about her wedding day now, I think we just need to be really intentional with like doing what she wants. She's only one, but you know what I mean? Like, I think it can easily be such a big day for you as well. You're giving away your daughter.
But it's her wedding.
It's her wedding. And I think, you know, we can like suggest things that we think could be really cool. But at the end of the day, that's tough because I know that happens a lot.
Yeah. I know it happens a lot with like inviting people.
Yeah.
Where it's like a friend of the parents that they're like, oh my gosh, they have to come to the wedding because they're close to them. But then the daughter's like, I'm not close to them at all. I barely even know them.
Yeah.
I don't hang out with, like, they're not close to me. Like, that'd be weird to have them at my wedding, you know?
I know, but okay, so what about Makai's getting married? Think about your very, very best friend. Do you want them there at Makai's wedding? Even if Makai hasn't really grown up with them?
If they're in Makai's life.
Yeah.
If they're not, it's like, I think we're self-aware enough to know not to, like, force that upon her. We'll see. When we're like 50, that'll be weird, seeing how parenty we are.
I know, we'll see.
When we're old.
Okay, this was also a very, very popular one, which took me by surprise, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of people regretted having a wedding in general.
What?
A lot of people wished that they would have just eloped or done something like with, 5 people or 10 people.
Interesting.
So someone said, should have eloped with a nice photographer and taken a longer honeymoon. And then someone else said that they regret spending all the money on the actual wedding instead of just eloping and going on a big honeymoon.
I get that. I get it, but then there's also like I was saying at the beginning, there's like that part that, like the celebration. I feel like we don't celebrate things that well, you know?
Everyone?
Just in general, like in our culture nowadays, we don't like, some people do. But I feel like that's something that we miss the mark on a lot, and celebrating something is actually really important. That's my hot take. But I agree, because you also want to be able to spend the money. If it's like a money issue and it's like, oh, I wish I used the money for this, you know, but if you have like the bandwidth to still have like a decent wedding and have that celebration, while being able to have the honeymoon that you want, you know, I don't know, it's tough, especially just finances is always tough with these things, because weddings are just so expensive.
I know, that's what I was going to say. Weddings are just like so expensive, that I do understand that of like, oh, it's so tempting to just take a really exciting like full Europe trip. Like, that would have been so cool. We will go to Europe one day.
One day we'll do it.
But yeah, I do understand.
Yeah.
This was so fun.
Yeah. This was a good one.
This was a good episode.
Good job. High foot.
That's gross.
There we go. So if you didn't hear at the beginning, sofarsogood.co, the memberships are live. We're very excited. We already have like an hour and a half to 2-ish hours of the memberships content from all the previous episodes. We have a bunch of bonus episodes on there ready for you to listen to.
We can chat in the Discord. It's going to be so fun. I'm really excited.
And all of our merch is available if you're a member. So we're very excited for it. And excited to see you there.
We love you guys. And let's do live together.
And we'll see you on sofarsogood.co. All right, later, guys.
Bye.